So welcome back to the podcast, guys. Today we are joined by Ash, who is the CEO of Empiraa. So welcome, Ash. Maybe you can start by telling us a little bit about the business and yourself.
Yeah, no worries. So Empiraa is a strategic enablement tool that allows consultants to see real-time visibility into their client strategy. So we replace spreadsheets, PDFs, and we allow consulting and advisory firms to create sort of recurring and predictable revenue from that model.
Okay. And what was the reason that you guys created this solution? Was there like there must be a better way moment, or tell me about that?
No, so it actually was. There was a lot of my previous life was being in the C-level for some fast-growing businesses. And one of the frustrations was consistently that we'd talk about strategy and strategic initiatives, never go anywhere. And you go, okay, well, this is ridiculous. And during COVID, just sat there and went, there's got to be a better way to do this. Software that was available was ill-fitting, project management tools that spent forever setting up, or there was just too complex. So we were selling directly to clients initially, and then found sort of okay success. But then once we went, actually, who's the industry that's having a real issue with this? And we looked at consulting and advisors and went, okay, let's go to them. Let's go meet with them and let's find out what their problems are. Do we solve those problems? Yes, we do. Okay, how do we position our product in services in a way so it maximizes their ROI with our software?
Okay. And so consultants and advisors in any field, or do you find that people who are in a specific niche have the best success with Empiraa?
It's actually funny. We're finding a success in go-to-market strategy consultants as well as exit planning. Those kind of the two ends of the spectrum. Like go-to-markets generally pretty early in the piece, and then you've got exit planning. So a company that's a consultant that works with a company that's his father and him wants to sell up, but really they're the business. So they've got to put together an exit plan over the next 2-3 years and execute it. We are bringing in CEOs, bringing in CFOs, that type, and actually create a business that's not just about the family. So we're finding success in sort of all sorts of ways, like even marketing companies that want to build strategies for their clients and roll it out and show, okay, well, we're doing X amount of cold calls per week. We're generating X amount of revenue. This is our strategy. So you can collaborate with your clients in a far more visible and real-time way.
Okay, nice. And are you guys implementing any AI inside of Empiraa?
Yeah, we are. We're at the moment, we're in the middle of an R&D project around neural networking and machine learning. So hopefully in the next sort of 6 to 12 months, we'll be revealing something pretty impactful. We were a little bit hesitant to just jump into AI for AI's sake. We found that people just did a lot of, it was funny because it's the same sort of thing that happens all the time. They get a lot of free credits. They pump it into their platforms and they go, oh my God, I'm getting, these massive, OpenAI, invoices every month. But also too, it's having minimal impact on the actual platform. We wanted to do, if we're going to do AI, we're going to do it impactfully, and do it in a way where people actually go, oh, that helps our business and that helps the consultant get to the fastest result with their client.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that makes sense. I like that, instead of just cramming in some AI for the sake of it.
Yeah. It happens all the time. It's you can say you do AI till the cows come home, but whether they actually have an impact, it's like most features in any sort of platform. You can have all the features in the world, but if it doesn't have any impact, then what's the point of it?
Yeah, 100%. So where do you think the industry is going with AI coming in and changing a few things now? What do you think AI looks like in this consultant space in a couple of years?
I think it's effectively the same as going from a handsaw to a power saw for a tradesman. Well, it's just going to speed up and make the work far more accurate. It's going to make the ability of the consultant to have richer, deeper, faster, more impactful conversations versus just doing the usual, cut and paste, read some books, watch a few YouTubes and just repeat that. They're able to be able to provide far more bespoke advice that is data driven, but just not in a real boring way. So, but I think AI is, I think it's still scared of AI. I think it's use it like tradesmen use power tools.
Yeah. Somebody the other day said to me that AI is like a flying car, where it sounds really exciting, but then you tell them to put their family inside the flying car and they're all very, very scared.
Yeah, and no one the numbers of people actually using AI effectively are pretty low. Also, too, you look at AI as a submissive tool in a lot of ways, where it it's you're only getting what you put out. So vice versa. And then the problem with that is that it can tell you what you want to hear sometimes. So you
All
want
the
to
time.
have yeah. So you want to have AI that's more impactful that can challenge your thinking to say, okay, have you considered this? Have you considered this? Instead of just sort of regurgitating the same stuff over and over. It's getting better, don't get me wrong, by a long shot, but still,
Yeah.
long way to go.
Yeah, I completely agree. So, okay, Ash, with Empiraa, what have been the biggest challenges that you guys have faced since inception?
I think the biggest challenge is we started in 2020, 2021. We were incorporated by 2022. We were in the market. I think our biggest one, we sort of launched in a space where there was a glut of software and a lot of software fatigue. And that's not just on users, but it's also on, companies with their wallets. So I think that was probably a big challenge. I think companies that sort of launched over that year or two, sort of 2018, 2019, have really got a good edge because it was not a flooded marketplace. They had a better, not a runway, probably a lead up, and then obviously acceleration through COVID. Didn't plan to, COVID was just an opportunity for me to solve a problem because I had the time to do it. That's the way I looked at it. So I think that was probably the slingshot effect of, okay, everything was going really, really well. With COVID, there was plenty of money out there, that type of stuff, and then things sort of retracted sort of back end of 23 all through 24. But what it does is it means that you just got to roll up your sleeves, think about problems in a different way, listen to your customers, and which is probably the most underrated thing that people don't do. Talk to your customers, talk to your prospects and why they're not buying. That's really the secret sauce to most software. Just ask them, ask the clients, why, I'll ask prospect, what's stopping you from doing this? If it's okay, cool. And then you keep getting trends on that, then software is easy to change in that regards. Like it's not, you're not locked into, equipment, or something that's, physical, tangible. Just make the pivot, especially early stage.
Yeah, yeah, really good insight. And I saw that you're on LinkedIn, you post that you raised funds about a year ago, and it was one of the hardest things that you've done. Can you tell us a little bit about that experience and why it was so difficult?
Oh, just the back end of, as I sort of suggested, that slingshot where people were falling backwards in the money because interest rates were low, people had access to funds that they didn't have previously. And now it's just you just look at the funding landscape, especially in Australia, went from, extraordinary numbers in 2021 through to mid 2022. And when you're an early stage business, to fundraising in an environment where the goalposts really shifted, where previously you could have literally no revenue and people would cut a check for 500,000 on belief, where now and then what happened was there was an overcorrection in the marketplace where I think a lot of investors turned around and went, oh, holy crap, we're just cutting. What were we thinking? So when there's an overcorrection, that's when the challenges happen. But I feel it's sort of getting into a really good sort of cadence now where investors are being more reasonable, and I think companies are coming to them with more reasonable asks and more realistic asks. So I think there's a meeting in the middle. I reckon that's going to continue for the next sort of 12, 18 months.
Okay. And then if you do look over the next 12 to 18 months, what are some goals that you guys have at Empiraa? Are there any initiatives that you're rolling out or big goals?
We're on track, and our big goal is to get $1 million ARR out of the US by the end of the year. And the US have really adopted the software, the way we go about it, the agency model that we have. And so our goal is to, crack that 1 mil ARR into the US. If we do that, then we've got, investment opportunities over in the US that we could really super expand our reach and our go-to-market. So that's honestly just revenue, just in love with the idea of sales, which is my background anyway. So
okay, nice. So how are you then currently approaching customer acquisition? What's worked best?
Multi approach, email, LinkedIn, targeting, good old-fashioned cold calls. If you can cold call correctly and actually do it in an effective way and not do it in the traditional ways that people probably hang up when you get a phone call, and I don't really need to expand too much on that, but go a really authentic way. You can get some really good numbers. Probably the biggest part is find out what their problem is and see if you actually solve it. Because if you're not even solving their problems, then you're just wasting their times. For me, it's a case of email them, get on the phone, reach out to them, have a bit of a chat, demo, go from there. And then affiliate. We've got a pretty robust affiliate referral scheme going as well.
Okay. It's interesting you say cold calling is working pretty well. It seems like in some of the founders that I've spoken to have said similar things. It almost seems as though everyone's so scared to get on the phone these days. Everyone's so easy to send a text or an email or a LinkedIn DM that a phone call is a novelty, and they actually you speak to a human being, and it's quite nice.
It's actually, and the power of actually saying, hey, I'm the founder of the company. I'd love to have a chat, working with companies in your space. We're solving this problem. There's something you're suffering with. Yep. Okay, cool. Well, let's chat. Don't get me wrong. Like I was in sales for years, and cold calling was probably one of those things that no one really wants to do. We tried to outsource it. That didn't work. So I just went, screw it. I'll do it myself. And it works. Honestly. And look, you're going to have bad days, but you're going to have bad days doing anything. But I'd rather have a bad day cold calling, trying to get sales and only land one or two meetings. Because the good days, you're going to land 8 to 10 to make.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to average it out.
The barrier to entry, I think, is also very high because it's just quite difficult to do it. I remember back in the days when I first got started, in the back of the phone book, making cold calls and petrified to speak to these people. And I'm like, who is this person? So, yeah.
And there's so many tools now that you can get a lot of data before you call them to find out if they're the right person, find out, what their activity levels are, that type of stuff. And if you do honestly 30 seconds of research before you actually pick up the phone, it's not, the burn and churn ways of doing cold calling previously, probably a bit past that. Go in with a bit of authentic voice and talk to them founder to founder, and you'd be surprised how quickly you sort of hit common ground.
Yeah, totally. So, okay, Ash, if you could go back, right, now that you have the gift of hindsight and you could change some things in building Empiraa, what are some things that you might change or do differently?
Sounds weird. I wouldn't change a thing. I think I know that's probably such a passe. People say that, but you wouldn't, because it's all added to the chapters of what we've done. We've done a million things wrong. Out of those million things wrong, you get lessons out of those. So it gives you that muscle memory. It's like when you're a kid, you run up the stairs too fast, you scream, you slow down. You don't regret it. You just go, okay, well, that taught me a lesson. I won't do that again. Mm-hmm. So it's just about just consistently learning. Although it's probably not the answer you want, but that's honestly, I wouldn't. You can sit there and go, oh, should I have hired this person? Should I have done this? Should I have done that? And you go, well, actually, it all led you to here. Looking back with regrets, that the quick path to failure, I think, just look forward.
Yeah, I love that attitude. And I think it's probably one of the reasons why you guys have been successful, like this fail forward mentality and then don't look back. So yeah, completely respect that. Okay. Then, so finally, Ash, okay. One of my favorite questions to ask, because I'm always surprised about the answers that I do get, is let's say that you had a magic wand that you could wave over Empiraa and you could solve a big problem and you could solve it just like that. What would that big problem be, and why would you need it solved?
I'd love to just, for our customers, have it so they can get to winning faster. So our consultants can get ROI faster. And what I mean by that is that it takes them less time to do work on Empiraa, which takes them less time to roll it out to their clients, which takes the faster line of sight to value for them, the clients, and us. That would be fantastic. We've got plans on how to do that, but that would be the number one thing. So that way everyone can sort of, so I think when you get instant gratification, not instant gratification, probably an overused term, but when you can get fast results, you generally stay with things. Go, okay, that's gonna, because it's what humans is wired. So that would be the big one. And that would, the big wand would be, honestly, the big magic wand. If we do what we're going to do sales wise, what we were aiming to do by the end of this year, we'll have that big magic wand to scale the go to market and the development faster, increase that roadmap speed, 10x, increase the go-to-market 10x. So that's, we're doing a lot with a little, let's put it that way. So imagine what we could do with a lot.
Yeah, no, that totally makes sense. I mean, time is one of the 4 components of value, according to Alex Hormozi. And if you can decrease the time to value, makes it significantly more valuable. So that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. You just want people to get the aha moment faster. And you go, oh. And then once they do that, they go tell other people about it, and then you're off to the races.
Beautiful. Well, Ash, look, I really appreciate the time today. And if people want to connect with you, or they want to learn more about what you guys are doing, where can they go and how can they connect?
Yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, Ash Brown, on LinkedIn, reasonably visible there. That's how you found me. And also Empiraa.com, so EMPIRAA.com. And learn more, especially if you're a consultant, come talk to us. We can help you out.
Okay. Well, I highly recommend everybody go check Ash and the team at Empiraa out. I'll leave links and stuff like that in description. So yeah, make sure you click through to those. Thank you again, Ash. Really appreciate the insights and the time today. And thank you guys for watching. We'll see you in the next podcast.